Tori Spelling's inheritance has long been curious, but new disclosures have pushed her genuine tale to the spotlight. Tori Spelling was supposed to receive wealth as Aaron Spelling's daughter. Her inheritance turned out to be more convoluted and dramatic than expected. This unique deep dive will reveal Tori Spelling's surprising financial path, from her father's will's stunning revelations to its influence on her life and business. Tori has persevered and excelled in Hollywood despite economic hardships and public criticism. We'll also examine her emotional and psychological struggles to reconcile her family tradition with her goals. Discover Tori Spelling's actual inheritance tale, full of drama, tenacity, and a lady whose energy continues to enchant audiences worldwide. Who is Tori Spelling? If you grew up in the 1990s, you are most likely familiar with Tori Spelling. Tori's face was familiar on TV screens throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, thanks to her well-known role as Donna Martin in the original Beverly Hills 90210. One of the 90s most successful sitcoms, Beverly Hills 90210, swiftly made her a household figure. However, Tori Spelling's entry into the world of acting and celebrity culture seemed predestined. Tori was one of Hollywood's most well-known Nepo babies, since her father was Hollywood billionaire Aaron Spelling. The Spelling family dynasty. One may claim that Tori Spelling came from a wealthy family in Hollywood. Her father, Aaron Spelling, was a well-known Hollywood producer who made his name producing hits like Charmed, Charlie's Angels, and, of course, Beverly Hills 90210. Aaron produced so many TV series that he still holds the record for the most in American history. A lot of money accompanied fame. Through his successful production firm, Aaron Spelling had accumulated a significant fortune by the time Victoria Davy Spelling was born on May 16, 1973. Her upbringing was undeniably really fortunate due to her father's tireless efforts. A charming childhood. Tori grew up on a silver spoon with her younger brother Randy Spelling. How could they not, with the vast riches her father possessed? The children of Aaron and Candy received all they could desire, including the impossibly tricky things. Tori remembered a special Christmas when her parents in Los Angeles were able to bring new snow into their garden. This was no small accomplishment, given that sunny Los Angeles seldom experiences snowfall naturally. Tori's parents were used to going above and beyond for every little life occasion, including holidays and birthdays. Even though many people would think that having all this luxury was a great bargain, problems were hidden behind the wealth's glossy exterior. A total daddy's girl. Tori was lavished with attention by her father as the eldest daughter in the family. Despite his hectic schedule, Tori's dad made time for her and showed her extra attention when she was a youngster. In her autobiography, Storytelling, she said that her father even told her he loved her more than Candy, Tori's mother. Her parents' and Dad's preferential care for her led to a troubled relationship. Even as a child, Tori remembers feeling uncomfortable, scrutinized, and wary of her mother. Tori has never revealed any details, but it seems like Candy talked down to and chastised her often when Tori was younger, which inevitably led to tension between the two as Tori grew older. Tori dips her toe into acting. Tori's father is a very successful producer, so it makes sense that she was interested in performing when she was younger. Never one to cut corners, Aaron enrolled Tori in acting classes when she was only 6 years old. Tori then started experimenting with little parts in her dad's TV series. Tori appeared in well-known programs, including Fantasy Island, The Love Boat, and T.J. Hooker. Despite the opinion held by some that Tori has never had exceptional acting talent, her father certainly wished for her happiness. It seems reasonable that Aaron Spelling, who had such great power and influence, used his contacts to assist Tori. Good old school days. Even though Tori and her mother had a conflict at home, the aspiring actress spent her childhood hanging around with other Nepo babies and Hollywood celebrities. Naturally, Tori spent her whole childhood and adolescence attending the top private schools in the Los Angeles region. Funny enough, Tori briefly went to Beverly Hills High School before moving to Harvard Westlake School, one of the area's most prestigious private institutions. She received her degree in 1991, coinciding with the growth of her Beverly Hills 90210 character. She relocated to a much nicer house with her family by the time she graduated. Tori's teenage years at the Manor. When Aaron and Candy Spelling had their Holmby Hills estate constructed on a prime plot of land that had formerly belonged to Bing Crosby, it stirred in the late 1980s. The historic home is still regarded as the second largest Los Angeles residence, measuring 56,500 square feet. Not only did Tori grow up in this very lavish home, she gave it her name. According to the legend, Tori gave their new house the moniker the Manor, which has stuck even though the Spelling family is no longer the owners. When the home was finished, Tori was 17. She spent around 2 years living there. Even though the Manor was stunning, Tori said that she never felt at home or comfortable there as an adult. Dad's behind-the-scenes influence. Although it's possible that Aaron Spelling helped Tori get the Donna Martin role, we'll never be certain. As an adult, Tori came to discover that her father was the one who first fought to make her character chaste and abstinent, but we do know that he worked behind the scenes to influence parts of his daughter's role on Beverly Hills 90210. Beverly Hills fans will likely recall Donna as the kind, level-headed woman who remained single until season 7. Tori believed the plot let adolescents recognize themselves in the show. Thus, she was perfectly okay with it. She was unaware, however, that it was her producer dad who at first suggested that plot. Strangely, he was attempting to preserve her reputation behind the scenes. Secret insecurities. Tori Spelling had low self-esteem even as a teenage star of a very famous television program. Adolescence is a difficult time in life, but for Tori, it was made much more difficult because she was growing up in front of millions of viewers on television. She often thought she wasn't attractive, famous, or talented enough. It was unknown to viewers of the program that young Tori struggled with such poor self-esteem in real life. Her character on 90210 had everything, including a fantastic wardrobe and celebrity. As Tori's problems with her self-worth demonstrate, we can never fully understand what another person is going through. On-set romances. Since every celebrity in Beverly Hills 90210 was youthful and gorgeous, it should be no surprise that several dated over time. Although Tori Spelling and her co-stars were secretive about their relationships throughout the show's production, they shared a few details as they've grown older. During her tenure on 90210, Tori flirted with actor Brian Austin Green, who portrayed her on-screen lover. She also acknowledged having only had one kiss with the late Luke Perry, and she had a discreet relationship with Jason Priestley. It seems like everyone was only enjoying themselves while producing the program. Thus, Tori's relationships could have been more serious. Tori dealt with a bad relationship. While it wasn't the healthiest, Tori did have at least one significant relationship during the early years of shooting 90210. She spent a few years in the early 1990s with actor Nick Savalas, but she wasn't content. Throughout their whole relationship, Nick verbally abused Tori, calling her ugly when he was aware of her insecurities over her appearance. Naturally, Tori's parents or her 90210 co-stars didn't particularly favor Nick. Luke Perry, her co-star, always remained by her side and repeatedly shielded her from verbal abuse. Fortunately, Tori could leave the relationship securely and pursue more exciting endeavors. The rumblings of financial trouble. For the first time in her life, Tori could depend on a self-earned income as she established herself in Beverly Hills 90210. Tori spent her money when she discovered how much she was earning. She began living on her own after leaving the Manor. In a 2008 interview, Tori said, "I didn't need my parents for anything because I had a hit TV series." But soon this newfound feeling of financial freedom led to some severe problems for her. Her income stream vanished in 2000, along with 90210. It comes out that Tori has been living extravagantly above her means for years. She would often charge her credit card on her lavish shopping sprees, which may amount to over $50,000. This episode of Almost Going Bankrupt was only a little taste of Tori's financial difficulties to come. Tori's first award nomination. Tori's lighthearted cameo in Scream 2 became well known right away. The first of many self-referential and meta-acting roles Tori would embark on in her career was playing a fictionalized version of herself as Sidney Prescott. But this cameo still stands out as the most unforgettable. For her role in Scream 2, Tori even received a nomination for an award. A type of compliment, she was nominated for a Razzie Award for Worst New Star. We don't believe she was very offended since she knew the joke was coming. Fortunately or unfortunately, she was not the recipient of the Razzie. Being nominated was undoubtedly an honor in and of itself. A fateful meeting. Fans of Tori Spelling are aware of her turbulent and public relationship with her current husband, Dean McDermott. But when the two met in 2005, Tori had no clue what she was getting herself into. While filming Mind Over Murder, a Lifetime movie in which they both starred, Tori and Dean got to know one another in Canada. It was love at first sight, in Tori's words, but there was one minor issue. Naturally, Tori was already wed to Charlie Shanahan. Yes, that's right. Furthermore, Dean already had a spouse. The two were attracted to one another and couldn't fight it despite their set wedding vows. An irresistible draw. Tori and Dean couldn't deny their attraction to one another as they grew closer on the Mind Over Murder shoot. Tori subsequently disclosed in her 2008 autobiography that after a few beers at a pub one evening, the two succumbed to temptation very rapidly. Tori and Dean were both judged at the moment, but they could not suppress their emotions. Tori acknowledges that she never regretted what she did, even though it was clear that something was really wrong in her marriage. The two decided to dissolve their separate marriages to be together after that tragic night. How Charlie found out. Although it is never a pleasant experience to have someone be unfaithful to you, Charlie Shanahan's method of learning about Tori's extramarital affairs was certainly unpleasant. Charlie said in a 2007 interview with GQ that he discovered the relationship from a paparazzi photo in the National Enquirer. Finding out that your spouse is seeing someone else through a tabloid magazine is a devastating blow. Charlie was understandably quite pissed off about it for years after their divorce. Tori formally ended her relationship with Charlie in her therapist's office, adding insult to injury. Tori didn't manage the breakup very well. As she became older, she realized how bad she had been to Charlie and begged for his pardon. An elopement in Fiji. Tori and Dean eloped in Fiji less than a year after meeting. Although it seems pretty lovely to be married on a private island, their brief wedding was likely motivated by a less romantic motive. Tori had only been separated from her previous husband, Charlie, for a few months when the two were married on May 7, 2006. In addition, Dean had just finalized his divorce with Mary Jo Eustace. It was clear from their hasty marriage that they had a difficult beginning since they had separated from their respective spouses. News outlets gave them some severe side-eye, but the worst was coming. Tori's marriage caused family strife. Tori's quick divorce and covert elopement did not sit well with her parents, Aaron and Candy. Aaron and Candy supported their daughter, but were also troubled by the fact that Tori had effectively abandoned her husband for someone else. Scandalous. Consequently, Tori and her parents were somewhat distant after the wedding. Candy didn't initially appear to be the greatest admirer of Dean McDermott, even though she has never acknowledged this in public. Before the two were married, Candy was cautious about her new spouse, and Tori hadn't even visited her parents in months. A few weeks before he died, in a tragic turn of circumstances, Tori visited her father for the first time in months. Tori's father passes away. Aaron Spelling died suddenly on June 23, 2006, a little more than a month after Tori's elopement. The venerable 83-year-old Hollywood producer passed away in his expansive Los Angeles home, the Manor, due to complications from a stroke. When Dad died, Candy was by his side, but Tori and Dean were still in Canada. Tori said she and Dean would return to Los Angeles to be with their family. The tabloid started to carry rumors about dramatic and strained family dynamics. We can't help but wonder whether there was any truth to the rumors, even if Randy, Tori's brother, refuted them. We can never be sure. An unexpected inheritance. When Aaron Spelling died in 2006, his net worth was reported to be $600 million. Given the enormous amount of money involved, it is unsurprising that the tabloids started speculating about Tori's and her brother Randy's inheritance as soon as possible. The gossip mags ultimately received their response despite needing to use a more elegant strategy. Unexpectedly, it turned out that Tori and her brother had only received $800,000 each. The word only is relative since most of us would do inhumane things to get that kind of money. But Aaron is very wealthy, so receiving less than $1 million as an inheritance feels like a slight. The remainder of Aaron's wealth was reportedly given to Candy, Tori's mother. Randy Spelling leaves Hollywood. Tori Spelling has been in the spotlight for most of her life, but little is known about her younger brother, Randy. That's for a very deliberate purpose. In the 1990s and early 2000s, Randy experimented with acting and reality TV, but after Aaron Spelling's death, he decided to quit Hollywood completely. Randy decided to settle down in Portland, Oregon to pursue a profession in life coaching. Since then, he has remained there while sometimes making business trips from his home in Los Angeles. Regretfully, Tori and Randy's relationship seems affected by the family conflicts. Following the death of their father, Tori and him became apart. Tori's first child is born. After marrying Dean McDermott, the pair had their first child around a year later. When Liam Aaron was born in 2007, Tori was ecstatic. According to sources, Tori had a difficult time giving birth and had a C-section, but she and Liam emerged from the ordeal healthy and happy. Liam's early days as a baby were shown in Tori and Dean, Home Sweet Hollywood, which the pair were filming when Tori was pregnant. Tori and Dean opened up a lot about their family life and challenges as first-time parents, as with many other reality programs of the era. The new family and Liam's cute infant antics won over fans. Tori and Dean welcome Stella Doreen. Tori gave birth to a girl she called Stella a little over a year after Liam was born. The naming of their new baby girl was very important. Tori said her firstborn daughter, Stella, had a significant meaning behind the name. Tori was enamored with Charles Dickens' Great Expectations as a small child. Tori and Dean were only somewhat comfortable with the name Estella, even though she is one of the book's primary characters. Tori thought it was fantastic when Dean proposed reducing the name to simply Stella. The couple also gave Stella the middle name Doreen in remembrance of Dean's mother, who passed away. Family drama made public. When Candy posted an open letter to Tori on her website, the relationship between Tori and her mother became much more tense. Candy Spelling said in the letter that Stella, her newest grandchild, was born in 2008 and had not yet met her. In a private message, Candy said, "I want to see you and your family, like the normal family you always wanted." Retaliating, Tori said that it was untrue to insinuate she was neglecting her mother. Tori claims that Candy is aware of her whereabouts and how to get in touch with her. If Candy wants to meet her grandkids, she should try to do so. The whole narrative is unknown to us, but it seems very involved. Mommywood hits bookshelves. In 2009, Tori released her second book after the popularity of her reality program, Tori and Dean, Home Sweet Hollywood. This book, Mommywood, has humorous tales from Tori's experiences as a Hollywood mother of two. It's enjoyable to read since it has Tori's well-known wit and sense of humor throughout the tales and anecdotes. As usual, Tori had no problem sharing the positive, negative, and ugly aspects of becoming a mother with her followers. Tori's life is different from most of ours, but a certain element still makes her very sympathetic. She's sardonic, sarcastic, and self-deprecating, qualities uncommon in Hollywood. Tori's third child is born. In 2011, Tori and Dean became parents to a third child. Their daughter was named Hattie Margaret, but the delivery procedure caught them off guard. Tori and her husband decided to keep Hattie's gender a secret until after the baby was born. They were shocked to see that Hattie was a girl when she arrived. Even though Tori seemed to have a gut sense that her third child would be a boy, they were overjoyed when Hattie arrived. As Hattie was born in October, Tori enjoys the warmth and spookiness of the season to the fullest. They both like the Halloween-themed birthday celebrations she has organized for Hattie. Hattie has also developed a fondness for horror films. She's a few years off from seeing her mother participate in Scream 2, however. A complicated fourth pregnancy. Tori was expecting her fourth child in 2012. However, Tori's pregnancy was very difficult, as was the case with her newborn baby, Finn. Tori was diagnosed with placenta previa, a condition that may lead to life-threatening problems while in the hospital. Throughout the rest of her pregnancy, she was placed on bed rest and had several terrifying moments. Thank goodness, Finn's C-section delivery went well despite his premature birth. Less than a month after Finn's birth, Tori needed emergency surgery, which only made the entire situation more stressful. Tori's health worries were brief, but she recovered completely. Although Tori had vowed at the time that Finn would be her only child, we now know that she and Dean would have at least one more child in the future. A not-so-merry Christmas. The purpose of the holidays is to spend time with loved ones and friends and laughter. Unfortunately, Tori Spelling did not experience it in December 2013. Tori and the rest of the world found out earlier that month that her husband, Dean McDermott, had cheated on her while she was spending the holidays with her children. According to the tale, on December 6th, while on a publicity tour promoting his new program, Chopped Canada, Dean met Emily Goodhand. Yes, really. Miss Goodhand almost immediately revealed the truth to US Weekly, which showed that the two had an intimate encounter the same evening. The cheating scandal fallout. Everyone talked about Dean's controversy as soon as the media learned about it. In true Hollywood style, Dean checked himself into a rehab facility to cure his excessive need for physical touch. Despite the public uproar produced by Dean's problems, Tori remained committed to finding a solution that would benefit her 4 children. According to a person close to Tori, she was adamantly opposed to the thought of parenting her 4 small children by herself, as People reported. The source said that she wished the tragic situation had never occurred and wanted to marry Dean. Naturally, however, it is untrue. Fortunately, Dean was also open to improving their relationship. Following Dean's stay in treatment, the two began going to couples counseling. How do you spell lawsuit? It was well known by the time 2016 arrived that Tori and Dean needed help with money. Their very lavish tastes finally struck them in the ass when many lawsuits for unpaid debts and loan defaults were brought against them. American Express and City National Bank also brought legal action against the extravagant couple that year. Tori and Dean had apparently ceased repaying the bank for a $400,000 debt. Additionally, they owed $87,594 on their American Express credit card. Oh no! Although Tori is the first to acknowledge that she is terrible at conserving money, the quantity of debt she has concerns us. The best place it's ever been. Despite facing great financial hardship in 2016, Tori and her spouse managed to revive their relationship. After getting over Dean's scandal, they seemed to be falling in love again during the year. In interviews, they couldn't stop raving about one another. Tori told Entertainment Tonight that they had to resurrect their relationship as something fresh and go on toward the future rather than completely start over. Following Dean's statement in the same ET interview that their relationship is at its finest point, fans celebrated Tori's pleasure. Beau is born. Following a difficult marriage, Tori and Dean learned that they were expecting their 6th child together. When Beau Dean was born in 2017, it had a different kind of significance than the births of their previous children. According to Tori, Beau represented a new chapter in her marriage to Dean McDermott, as she revealed to People. The pair, who don't want to have any more children in the future, was overjoyed to bring their new baby home. "I feel like Beau is the pillar of the rebirth of our relationship," Tori said. "He's the first baby out of all 5 we're raising communicatively." A return to Beverly Hills. These days, reboots are commonplace, and the 2019 debut of Beverly Hills 90210 was no exception. Was it, or was it not? Together with her other former co-stars, Tori Spelling agreed to appear in BH 90210, a revival of the 90s original series. The issue was that BH wasn't your typical reboot. Do you need clarification? It was a meta depiction of the original cast members as they were preparing to create a relaunch of Beverly Hills 90210. So were a great many others. The fictitious portrayal of Tori Spelling in BH 90210 attempts to persuade her fellow cast members, also friends, to participate in the Beverly Hills revival. For some viewers, the show's whole idea seemed a little too meta. It had 1 season before being scrapped. Well, anything. Tori and Candy, together again. In September 2022, Tori tried to patch things up with her mother again by attending Candy's 77th birthday party. Josh Flagg, a family friend, assisted in planning Candy's birthday meal and ensured Tori felt welcome. Tori said she and her mother enjoyed a good connection for some time now. Fortunately, Candy's birthday meal strengthened their bond. Time spent with her mother caused Tori to consider family values, despite the challenges these connections may sometimes provide. Time flies, and it's preferable to work on mending bridges and maintain friendships rather than ignoring disagreements. An appearance by Randy Spelling. Apart from mending her ties with her mother, Tori is trying to build stronger bonds with her brother. Randy was mentioned in Tori's first picture on Instagram after her family visited Universal Studios. In a remark, she pointed to Randy's Instagram account and said that Randy's 2 daughters also joined the picture. When they saw Tori and her brother enjoying time together, fans were ecstatic and sent supportive and kind comments. The Spelling family made things right, even if it took many years. From mansion to mold. Tori Spelling's life is never dull. Tori revealed to her fans in May 2023 that she and her family were forced to leave their Los Angeles rental house due to a severe mold infestation that was found inside the walls. Before the finding was uncovered, Tori claimed that her family had been going through a spiral of sickness for years. She posted about her situation on Instagram, even asking her followers for recommendations for attorneys, suggesting that she may want to file a lawsuit against her landlord. Given the seriousness of household mold, Tori was probably happy to get her children out of harm's way. On the rocks. The marriage of Tori Spelling and Dean McDermott has always been challenging. Not many people were shocked when the pair formally declared in June 2023 that they were divorcing for good. But how they broke the news was a little strange. Dean announced his imminent divorce on Instagram and named Tori's account in the description of a since-deleted post. Some people expressed disapproval when Dean announced his divorce on social media and removed the post, but it seems that Dean was sincere. While Dean was photographed putting his belongings into storage one morning, Tori was seen leaving a hotel with her 5 children. An amicable split. Although Tori and Dean have a history of highly publicized arguments, altercations, and fights, their most recent divorce announcement reflects their professionalism. According to close sources, the couple is trying to keep their relationship as cordial as possible for the sake of their children. Dean announced his divorce via an Instagram post that has since been removed. He claimed they would still collaborate as loving parents, supporting and caring for their kids throughout this trying period. The breakup of a well-known couple is always heartbreaking. However, if the reports in the tabloids are accurate, their relationship has been in trouble for some time. For these 2 ex-lovers, showing respect to one another seems to be the wisest course of action. From mansion to motel. Reports about Tori's financial situation surface whenever news about Tori and Dean's relationship returns. Following Dean's enigmatic divorce announcement, Tori and her 5 children have been seen hanging out at $100 per night hotels and RV parks. After seeing her at these places, fans have been curious about Tori's financial situation. Tori doesn't have the money to pay for another house or a more private location for her and her children to remain after being forced to leave her rental property due to a mold problem. There were unsubstantiated rumors that Candy Spelling had turned down her daughter's request for assistance this time. Indeed, according to some accounts, Tori turned down her affluent mother's support. What is in store for Tori is yet to be discovered. Love, loss, and the future. Celebrity Tori Spelling grew up in the spotlight and has endured triumph, heartbreak, and love. She has overcome numerous obstacles in her life, yet she still inspires admirers everywhere by being a robust role model. Growing up in the Manor and making her way into reality TV, Tori is an unavoidable fixture in Hollywood. Tori has had ups and downs in her personal life, yet she is still a successful entrepreneur. Tori's relationships with QVC, MTV, and other media platforms demonstrate her enduring presence. She will inevitably succeed in every new phase of her profession.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon